$100,000. That is how much money you could be making in 2024 if you do exactly what I show you in this video. Because not only have I been able to do it, but I've also had students who have been able to crack 5K a month, even up to $18,000 every single month. And now, while look, I know 100K in 2024 sounds ambitious, especially if you don't have any prior experience, any degree or anything like that. But I'll tell you this right now, you're never gonna reach that amount of income if you are not overly ambitious. Guys, just like I said, it takes no prior experience. It doesn't take a degree, but it will take some elbow grease and some damn work. So if you're ready to make that money and actually commit, then this video is going to be for you. Because I assure you the path to 100K is really so much simpler than it sounds, although not easy. There's really only 3 main steps. And that is what you focus on to get to your first $1,000, what you focus on to get to your first $3,000 to $5,000 every single month, and then of course, what to focus on if you are trying to sprint to $100,000 as quick as possible. And of course, the reason why it's broken down this way is because you need to focus on different things to reach each goal. If you do exactly what you did to hit 1K, it's not gonna take you to 100K anytime soon. And speaking of earning $1,000 with copywriting, I am convinced that even a monkey with a laptop could earn over $1,000 with copywriting. And the reason why I say that is because of how I started and how I literally knew absolutely nothing. I was a terrible copywriter. I was a terrible business person. I was extremely nervous to get on sales calls or even talk to my clients. Yet I still made my first couple $100 in my first few months and was making thousands after about 3 to 4 months. But here is really all it comes down to. There's only 3 main things that really matter when you're getting your first $1,000. And the first one is actually giving yourself permission to suck. Look, I get it. This is a completely brand new skill to you, okay? And if you don't know how to do this skill yet, really it comes down to consuming as much knowledge as you can and also practicing. So if you want to consume as much knowledge as you can to actually start your journey, I cannot recommend enough that you go and watch the full 4-hour copywriting course that I did on this very channel. It is the best copywriting course on the internet and it is free to boot. So if you want to actually get started and know the ins and outs of copywriting from start to finish, that is the video for you. But again, it doesn't matter how many videos you watch, you're going to suck when you first start copywriting. Your first emails are always going to be your worst emails. Your first clients are also going to be the lowest paying clients and the clients that ask you to do the most amount of stuff. But here's the thing, you need to give yourself permission to suck. A lot of people don't start copywriting or they don't start outreaching because they feel like they are not good yet. And the answer is, of course you're not good. You haven't actually worked for anybody yet. So you have to start before you're ready. And like I said at the beginning of this video, it's going to be difficult. It should be difficult because if anything is worth having, it's going to be difficult to attain. But don't let that actually deter you from starting or deter you from carrying on with your journey. Because a lot of people watching this are 2 months, 3 months, 4 months in with copywriting and they haven't seen much progress. But I assure you, your big moment is just around the corner. And the number one reason why most people hesitate to get started or they stall or they procrastinate is because they're so busy asking themselves, well, what if this happens? What if I don't get a client? What if I work out this for months and I still don't get anything? What if I work with a client but everything goes wrong and then I mess up their email copywriting? I'm telling you, the number one best mindset shift you can really have is to go from what if to so what. For example, what if it takes me 6 months to get my first client? Instead of saying that, instead think of, okay, so what if it takes me 6 months to get my first client? Because realistically, most of the people watching this video right now are either 18 years old to 24 years old. So if you literally suck for the next 10 years and you're 34 and then you get your first copywriting client and only then you start making 6 figures, you're still young, you're still 34. Not to mention the chances, the actual likelihood of you working at this for 10 years and still not making any progress is extremely low. I would say almost impossible. Look, if you are truly trying and truly putting in the elbow grease as I'm describing in this video, there is no reason as to why you can't get your first clients in your first couple of months and start making $100,000 just as soon as next year in 2024. Now look, when it comes to the exact outreach methods, comes to the exact copywriting frameworks and copywriting skills, all of those videos, all of those free courses are already on my channel. So I want to assure you that you watch all those courses, you go through, you download all the templates, you do exactly what I show you in all of those videos. The skill will take care of itself. And the skill building combined with the last couple of points that I shared with you is going to get you to your first 1K. It might be 30 days, it might be 60 days, maybe it'll be 90, maybe it'll be a couple months, okay? But yes, people have done it as soon as 30 days, but that's because they were actually putting in the work. They were working their face off. Because especially at this stage, you can make up for your lack of skill with just sheer volume. Okay, and now that you're earning your first $1,000 with copywriting, it's time to actually start building yourself into a full-time copywriter, making at least 3 to 5K every single month. Now look, this has been done in as little as 2 to 3 months. Usually it takes maybe around 6 months. It took me a little bit longer because I didn't do the things that I'm about to tell you and show you. Because first of all, it comes down to actually getting really good at copywriting and being able to get your clients really good results. There's this new saying in business, and it kind of goes like this: great marketing, but an average product is really not going to get you rich anymore in 2023 and 2024. That's really just not how it works, because people talk too much, right? If you join a program or if you buy something and it turns out to be garbage, you're gonna write a bad review of it. When people ask you how it was, you're gonna say it was terrible. And this is something that has completely revolutionized my own business. So I'll give you an example. I recently surveyed everybody in the 4D Academy. This is my private copywriting program. So we surveyed everybody in the 4D Academy and simply asked them, would you recommend this to a friend? And literally 99% of people said, yes, I would recommend this to a friend. In fact, there was only one person and the response was, no, I wouldn't recommend it because I don't want to give the competition an edge. And it's only once you get such an amazing approval rate just like this that you will actually start to notice everybody start talking about your product, everybody saying how good your product is, and everybody actually wanting to work with you. And the same goes with copywriting, because people are going to go to your profile, maybe if it's on Instagram, and they're gonna look at the people who have given you testimonials or look at your experience in the past. They could go and ask those people, yo, how was it actually working with this copywriter? And that really goes with my next point, which is the ability to build a viral network. Guys, a lot of people have to know that you offer something, okay? Let's say, for example, you have the best product in the world, except nobody knows that it exists. How many sales are you gonna get? The short answer is none. And I'll tell you right now that building a strong copywriting network is the best way to scale to a full-time income, because you can get clients essentially without having to outreach, because everybody on their team knows you. And if they're on other teams or working with other businesses, they can say, hey, if you need a copywriter, I know the guy. And that could be you. Only if you actually have a good product, which is your skills. And although you're gonna have an amazing network to actually go ahead and get more clients, you're also going to have to perfect your outreach, because when you're at this stage, now you have the skills to pay the bills. You have more skills to add into your outreach ability so you can improve your numbers and get the best bang for your buck. Let me break out the blackboard of truth and show you exactly what I mean here. What do I want to put here? Okay, so here I've actually run out the numbers. So let's say a noob who has noob outreach, right? Terrible outreach. He's not very good. He hasn't made his first 1K yet. He might do 30 outreaches daily, let's say. Now, on average, for him to get on one call, he has to send 3,000 total outreaches, whether that be emails or DMs or whatever, just to get on one call. And if he's doing 30 daily, that's gonna take him 100 days to get one call. If it takes 2 calls right here for him to usually get one client, then we're talking 200 days just to get to one client. Now with copywriting, you don't need 100 clients to make over 6 figures. In fact, you only need 3 to 5. But this dude, if he's getting 200 days just to get one client, he's gonna not make 6 figures anytime soon. We'll put it like that. But over here, we have your average 4D copy master. This dude has watched all the free courses on the YouTube on outreach and has learned everything that he needs to know. And he's actually gone out there, tracked his numbers, practiced, and improved his outreach on a daily basis. Now, he does 20 outreaches every single day, a little bit less, but his conversion rate is much better. So now it only takes him 200 outreaches in total to get onto one call. And now we have 2 calls just to get one client. So it takes him 20 days in total just to get one client. And as we can see, he is a complete Chad. Now, hopefully that made sense to you all, but what I'm trying to show you is the fact that if you get better at the skill of outreach and your outreach just goes from terrible to great, you can literally start closing clients on a regular basis. And this is exactly where I was when I was getting to around 10K a month. In fact, I got so many clients and got such a big network that I started to have to turn clients down and turn clients away, and I gave out a whole bunch of clients in the beginning. Which perfectly leads us into the next section, which is actually securing your first $100,000 online with copywriting as soon as possible. Now, believe it or not, the path to 100,000 actually starts by saying no to good opportunities so that you can make room for great opportunities. I'll tell you this story. I was on a call with my mentor when I was around $10,000 per month, okay? Now, the thing is that I had a copywriting client that was a good client. He was paying me around $3,000 every single month, but the amount of work that I was doing for him was a lot. Like, I was working for this dude essentially full time. And I got on a call with my mentor and he said, well, look, this dude is not gonna take you to 20K a month like where you want to go. So the smartest thing to do is to drop him in. Of course, I didn't want to do that because that meant I had to sacrifice money in the short term in order to make more money in the long term. But it was literally less than 2 months later when I actually doubled my income from 10K a month to 20K a month with copywriting, just because I got rid of that one client. And that's really what it comes down to when you're reaching that 100,000 mark. Because the thing is that having a client that's gonna pay you 3K a month or 5K a month is great. But if they expect you to work full time, like 40 hours, 50, 60 hours a week, it's gonna be difficult for you to juggle the 3 to 5 clients that you actually need. And the next biggest point that I want to bring up to you is to start becoming time independent. And this lesson goes a lot with the lessons that I shared with you back when we were talking about hitting your first 1K. But really when it comes down to the mindset between hitting that 1K and hitting your first $100,000 is very similar, especially this point. You see, we live in a world that is full of and plagued with instant gratification. From cheap dopamine hits and social media and things like that, people's attention spans have gotten shorter and people's expectations of gratification have gotten shorter as well. And let me share with you something that completely changed my life that I actually learned from marketing genius Gary Vee. And he said that one of the biggest reasons as to why people want progress so quickly and they expect it so quickly is because they're insecure. People don't want to be stuck at $0 for too many months, because all the people in their lives who know that they're trying to start making money are going to be like, well, why are you still trying this? You've been doing this for months and you haven't made any progress. You don't have any money from this yet. What are you doing? Okay. And we all want to show everybody how successful we are. We all want to post our Lambo on Instagram. And I understand, like, I get it. But how much money you end up making is directly correlated to your ability to delay gratification. So look, the goal, of course, is to get to 100,000 as quick as possible, but don't get discouraged along the way. Don't worry about, oh, well, I thought it was going to take me 6 months. Now I'm at month 7 and I ain't there yet. I think I should give up, because these are things that are going to actually plague you and make it even slower and make it even harder for you to finally reach that 100,000. Now, look, I fully understand that a large portion of the people watching this video right now still haven't made their first 1,000. So if that's what you want to do, I'm going to put a couple of videos and playlists and free courses on screen now that you can watch after this one. That's actually going to show you the ins and outs and be a full guide on how to get your first client, how to outreach, and how to actually start copywriting. Anyways, guys, that's it for today. And of course, I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Peace.